Greetings, this is Stefan speaking and commentating imminently on the game from Anfield, live between Liverpool and Crystal Palace. Welcome. So we're just moments away instantly from kickoff, and I can give you an update on the team news. So for Liverpool, first of all, starting in goal is Simon Mignolet, and Joe Gomez gets a start incidentally, and he'll actually sit alongside Klavan and Matip in central defence, and interestingly, Andrew Robertson also makes his competitive Premier League debut for the Reds, and Wijnaldum meanwhile with Henderson, Milner in midfield, and up front Firmino, Sturridge and Mane. So another surprise in Sturridge perhaps there beginning of the match out front, of course, in the absence of Felipe Coutinho. So there you have it, Mignolet, Gomez, Klavan, Matip, Robertson, Wijnaldum, Henderson, Milner, Firmino, Sturridge and Mane for Liverpool. Now the visitors line up as such. So it's Crystal Palace's starting 11. Of course, Hennessy in goal. Fossey Mensah, of course, on loan from Manchester United. Starts at, I believe, right back. Dan and Tompkins otherwise in the centre. Ward at left back. Milivojevic in the anchoring role in midfield. And Jason Puncheon next to him. Van Aanholt also begins the match. And Loftus-Cheek as ever in there as well. Played so well last week, despite the defeat, of course, Loftus-Cheek. Meanwhile, up front, it's Andros Townsend, and ahead of him, Christian Benteke. So, of course, a return for Benteke, who scored instantly last season in this very fixture, the corresponding game last season, to actually really help keep Palace up in the Premier League. So there you have it. Those are the two teams. Once more, Liverpool, Mignolet in goal, Gomez, Klavan, Matip, Robertson, Wijnaldum, Henderson, Milner, Firmino, Sturridge and Mane. And conversely, Crystal Palace line up as such with Hennessy, Fossey Mensah, Dan, Tompkins, Ward, Milivojevic, Puncheon, Van Aanholt, Loftus-Cheek, Townsend and Benteke. So we're just moments away from kickoff here as the two sides make their final preparations ahead of the match. And I'll be back with you in just a few moments. So, welcome back to this live stream. Stefan here once more, commentating shortly on the game between Liverpool and Crystal Palace live from Anfield, and it's the second match of the day today, at least one of them. And if you're not aware earlier, and spoiler alert, yes, I am going to reveal the score of the earlier match. United winning with a resounding 4 goals, so 4-0. They eventually prevailed over Swansea in the south of Wales. So United staying top of the table with that resounding victory, like I say, and 3 goals instantly in the second half. So a really dominant display across that second period, particularly for Manchester United. So they top the table heading into this one, as we see Crystal Palace begin the match, and I'll just bring you in now. So Crystal Palace in their changed kit of black today, as Liverpool, of course, line up in their famous Shankly red. This season's home kit certainly a darker tinge of red than the previous ones we've seen across recent years. As we see Robertson on his first Premier League start for the Reds, makes some inroads inside, but he's been thwarted by the Palace backline, and they've since hauled it long, only for Armstrong to lose out on this occasion. So Matip can build from the back. He comprises just one player of a much maligned central defence for Liverpool, of course, last weekend, and even to some extent during midweek, despite that really incredible victory otherwise, prevailing 2-1 in Germany, courtesy of Trent Alexander-Arnold's goal. So quite a few significant changes, first of all for Liverpool here. And we spoke about the back four. Now Klavan comes into that back four, as does Andy Robertson. Sorry, Andy Robertson more is a left wing back. So it's a back three. Apologies there. So a back three composed of Klavan, Matip and Joe Gomez today. So that's quite different to the team, or rather the back three we saw begin the game at Watford a week ago. So changes all around as Mane looks to make inroads down the right flank, and he's come back inside to Georginio Wijnaldum, who remains an ever-present so far this season, 3 games in. This time Henderson launches a neat-looking cross inside, and it's gathered at the first time of asking by Hennessy. And what was an important take with Sturridge lurking. So Sturridge is certainly another surprise starter perhaps today in the eyes of many Liverpool supporters, but he does definitely get the nod, and you can also say it's long overdue. Equally, so Matip meanwhile heads clear, and that's a confident sign from the central defender, getting an early header. And Benteke meanwhile was thwarted by Klavan, so neat pressing. In fact, it's Henderson who eventually crowds out the former Liverpool man, Benteke. And it's Mignolet who's hauled it along all the way back to, all the way rather into the grateful arms of his opposite number, Hennessy. And so and Wijnaldum's lost down the midfield. That's a foul though, so players brought back instantly. Wijnaldum winning the foul. And Joe Gomez will now be set for the home side. Milivojevic conceding the free kick some moments ago. He's looking otherwise stellar signing for Crystal Palace, particularly having helped keep them up last season under Allardyce. It was Milivojevic's acquisition which really helps him through a difficult patch across the early months of this year, of course, and he's anchored the midfield in front of the back four. Milivojevic, the third, as Matip comes away with the ball, the Cameroonian, and Milner this time starting in the more advanced role, so not playing at left back instantly, the former England man, James Milner, as it's Andy Robertson who gets the nod at left wing back today for Liverpool. So he begins the match with Milner just an advanced central role ahead of him. So Milner tending to come out to this left side, but he's otherwise beginning the match centrally, as Sturridge this time comes deep to receive the ball back to Milner, and he finds an early ball out to Robertson. That's a nick cross from Robertson, and we saw that so often last season, by the way, for Hull City. Andy Robertson, the Scot, with an early cross here after receiving the ball from Milner. That's certainly what he tends to do. He doesn't necessarily look to take on the man, but rather just shifting out of space, for himself, and find that telling early ball. Meanwhile, with a neat bit of industry to come away with the ball for the visitors' Palace. It's a free kick for Liverpool. Milner over the ball, and he'll be joined shortly by Robertson on that left peg. So it's an in-swinger, and it's actually going to be, of course, the right foot, the favoured right boot of James Milner to swing this free kick in. It's a deep one, and he's found almost the far post with the onrushing Roberto Firmino. It's an early clearance by pass from Joe Gomez. Well, that's a neat bit of play inside to find Henderson, and he can reset once more, the Liverpool captain, and neatly finds Wijnaldum with a clever reverse pass. And Firmino, they're losing possession here to Loftus-Cheek, who's made Hobson start with that challenge match after what was a pretty decent display last week. Loftus-Cheek, despite that 3-0 hammering by Huddersfield at Selhurst Park. Once again, all this time that's neat from Sturridge to come inside and find, almost find a reverse ball to Milner on that right side. Loftus-Cheek was trying to break for Puncheon and inside to Letts. Lovely play by Pass. Really crisp passing suddenly. It was Anders Townsend with the eventual ball out to Benteke, but there was just too much weight on it after some neat interplay, a few exchanges in there involving Loftus-Cheek and Townsend. So welcome back once more. If any of you guys joining us, this is Stefan, as ever from Stefan's in, commentating live on this match involving Liverpool and home to Crystal Palace from Anfield. Of course, the first home fixture for the Reds of the season. After that rather disappointing draw last time out at Watford a week ago today. So it's pulled in the sky meanwhile by Hennessy, the goalkeeper of Palace. For Townsend had come away the ball. It's inside to Loftus-Cheek, who finds Milivojevic. It's out wide to Tompkins, back inside to the serve. The press again from Liverpool, forcing Palace back, yet Ward finds the ball, and Loftus-Cheek this time reverses and has to reset. Fossamente showing, and he's gone inside to Scott Dan. Back outside to Townsend, who feeds on scraps, picks up scraps, and Milner's challenge, bringing the former Spurs man down. Very nomadic player, of course, Anders Townsend. He's been with Spurs and QPR and Newcastle in recent years. And of course, you might remember, ahead of the 2014 World Cup, he was tipped for great things. He was seen as the man to really take on the mantle ahead of that tournament. Didn't quite materialise as such, but Crystal Palace with a free kick here, set piece instantly won, and it will be taken by Jason Puncheon imminently, so Palace in the ascendancy. Can they serve up here? It's a neat little forwards. Headed goal was by James Tompkins, former Hammer, breaking free, and we talk about what we have been all week speaking about this leaky Liverpool defence, and again not quite washed out enough to prevent the opportunity on goal from Tompkins, but some promising signs for Crystal Palace early on, albeit against the run of play, very much so in fact. So, welcome back to the match. If you're just joining us, this is live commentary on Liverpool vs Crystal Palace from Anfield. We're just under 10 minutes into this one, and Milner this time can break clear and is going for the strike in a not too dissimilar position from, of course, that which he took up against Hoffenheim and scored for him inadvertently, as it turned out. A cross-come shot successfully converted by the former Leeds United player, and this time he comes across the ball in a very similar manner. This time definitely going for goal if he wasn't in midweek, but he's just seen his shot sail harmlessly into the arms of Hennessy. So hello once more, if indeed you are just joining us, it remains 0-0 between Liverpool here and Crystal Palace at Anfield, as we see an image of Joel Ward apologising to a colleague, unable to make grounds down at the near side here to our screen for Crystal Palace. But they've put up a good fight so far against Liverpool in this one. So once again, welcome back if you are just joining us. It's Stefan here commentating on live proceedings between Liverpool and Crystal Palace from Anfield as we speak. And we're now 12 minutes into the contest, which remains 0-0. And I'll be bringing you over the next 80 plus minutes or so the remainder of the match purely via voice. So no picture to be seen here, no footage to be seen, only live commentary. But I do hope that does indeed suffice for those who can't otherwise watch the game, as we see Timothy Foster-Mensah retrieve the ball for Palace. And the visitors, by the way, put up a good fight so far at Anfield here. And it's long as well. So Joel Ward again on the near side, the Crystal Palace fullback. So just some team news again to report on. Now, the big news, of course, heading into this one now, no Felipe Coutinho, of course, with that reported back problem. However, of course, that seems rather dubious considering he's been the subject of so much attention in the press over the last couple of weeks concerning that prospective move, that switch to Barcelona, of course. Now, Liverpool otherwise begin the match with Mignolet in goal. Joe Gomez gets a start at centre-half as one of the three. In fact, he is the right-sided of the three centre-halves in there for Liverpool today alongside Clement and Matip. So it's all changed across the back three, certainly from what we saw last week with the match at Watford. Otherwise, Andy Robertson also makes his competitive Premier League debut for the Reds at left wing-back. And in the centre, it's Wijnaldum, Henderson and Milner, while Firmino starts up front alongside Sturridge and Mane. So still a very attacking side, despite, of course, the absence of Coutinho for the Reds. As we return to the play now with Wijnaldum on the ball, and he can come wide to Robertson, who's sitting on the ball so far early on, which will certainly lift his confidence at the young Scot. And coming out now, it's Roberto Firmino comes inside to Jorginho Wijnaldum. That's a neat ball, and the Dutchman afforded plenty of room here. And he comes inside again to Firmino, looking for that reverse flick into the path of Scott Robertson, who bombed on once more from left wing back, which he loves to do. And last season at Hull, you might recall that he became a talisman really just for that type of thing. Once again, if you are indeed just joining us, hello and welcome. This is Stefan commentating on the match between Liverpool and Crystal Palace for Stefanzi, this channel. And remains goalless here at Anfield, but certainly an eventful opening opening 15 minutes, of course, as we see the latest opportunity with a ball swung on by Milner, met by Joel Matip, ahead of the up from the back. He was unable to hit his attempt goalwards. This time that's a foul surely on Gomez, bringing down in fact it's Puncheon's late challenge on Gomez, which sees the Crystal Palace man go into work. Yellow card early on for Jason Puncheon of Crystal Palace after bringing down Joe Gomez of Liverpool to the floor. So once again, if you not yet heard the news, Joe Gomez beginning the match as the wide right player in the back three for Liverpool. The young recruit, of course, now beginning his third season in Liverpool, but of course blighted by injury in recent years. So it remains goalless between Liverpool and Crystal Palace from Anfield. See another ball hoisted up by Hennessy into the park for Benteke, but it's since been cleared and broken up by Henderson. We can find Milner out on this near left side. Milner instantly starting the match in central midfield as one of three players, although as we've seen thus far, Wolver out to the left given half a chance. So not quite a left wing back today, Milner, but he's definitely occupying a left-sided central midfield berth next to Henderson and Wijnaldum. But otherwise, the main changes to speak of here for the Reds are Robertson at left wing back, Klavan at centre half, and also Joe Gomez at centre half on the other side. So they sit next to Joel Matip in the centre as Mane comes away with the ball. Sadio Mane, Liverpool's best player so far this season. If you ask many Liverpool fan, so impressive midweek against Hoffenheim, Sadio Mane, as he's thwarted this time by Hennessy eventually after a promising run, making inroads into the box for Liverpool. And Hennessy can come away with the ball right now.